This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., and Brotherhood Credit Union.
Good morning. For any new viewers, I hope you enjoy and continue to engage. In this brand new year, we continue to bring you coverage of all things Lynn. If you keep saying 2023 by accident, you're not alone. The 2024 in this script is bolded as a reminder. The Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce was highlighted on this week's Lowdown, including several upcoming events for this and next month. Here's the news for Friday, January 12th, 2024. After decades of work, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, in partnership with Greenbelt, Essex County's Land Trust, will, quote, permanently preserve the park and ensure it remains an important recreational resource for the region and a supplier of clean water for city residents, end quote. The City of Lynn and Lynn Water and Sewer, who own the land, gifted DCR and Greenbelt a conservation restriction on the reservation. This partnership will protect the natural, water, and cultural resources it has to offer, while continuing to serve as a recreational park for the community. Additionally, Greenbelt identified Lynn Woods as the most valuable urban cooling property in all of Essex County, and this agreement will end the threat of development it has been facing for many years. Mayor Nicholson, State Representative Dan Cahill, and State Senator Brendan Creighton all echoed the sentiment that Lynn Woods and all it has to offer will now be available for generations to come. During their last meeting, City Council voted unanimously to approve a public hearing to determine if the city will borrow just under $116.6 million in bonds to construct the new Pickering Middle School. The hearing will be held sometime in the following weeks, allowing residents the chance to express their opinions and concerns on the funding before City Council votes on the approval. A major point for the city is the Massachusetts School Building Authority voted in October of 2023 to increase their contribution from $392 to $550 per square foot, lowering the cost for Lynn from $92 million to $62. Without this adjustment, the project would not have been financially feasible. The MSBA also approved the schematic plan in December, keeping the project on track to be completed and open by fall of 2026. The New American Association of Massachusetts is a resettlement organization focused on assisting newly arrived immigrants and refugees integrate into American society and build economic stability. One way they do this is by providing free virtual citizenship application services. A vital and final part of the immigration journey is becoming a naturalized U.S. citizen. NAAM is committed to providing N400 and N600 application services and civil test preparation classes, so clients can not only become citizens, but understand the power of their own unique voice through civil participation. LCTV produced a short focused on the free little libraries popping up all around Lynn, courtesy of the REAL program, a nonprofit funded 10 years ago to increase literacy for the Lynn youth. Take a look.
The city of Lynn is full of parks. Just like parks, Lynn is also full of little free libraries, some nestled in the corner of a neighborhood, and some there for all to see. You may have seen these while out and about and wondered, what are these little buildings? Within each lie various books of all types. Book lovers of all ages are encouraged to both take books to read as well as share their own. And the reason Lynn has so many of these libraries is thanks to the work of Jan Plord and the REAL program. Jan sat down with us to discuss REAL and the Little Free Libraries.
I started the REAL program in 2013. After seeing a focus on literacy was not there, I started it with a handful of people that joined our board. The issue here is one public library for 100,000 people is not a realistic resource for this many people, and especially people who come from places where they haven't had literacy.
The REAL program welcomes local youth year-round.
Children are the biggest resource the city of Lynn has. We're just here helping to nourish that.
One of the youth sat down with us to discuss literacy, the REAL program, and the Little Free Libraries.
I like the REAL program because I can interact with a lot of people, meet new friends, and I get to read, learn how to read, and I always have some playtime. I just think that REAL's a blessing that I could know Jan, all the other people that come here. I don't know what it would be like if I didn't have these people by my side.
Jan believes that higher literacy rates can help solve some of the many issues facing Lynn's residents.
Literacy is what's going to help them get out of that same cycle of looking for the monthly need of shelter, food, and clothing. The most successful nations in the world, the most successful cities in the country, the most successful communities in our own state are people with high literacy rates. And that's what we're trying to do here.
With that mission in mind, the REAL program have been busy building and installing Little Free Libraries around Lynn, often with help from outside organizations such as Breckenridge Capital Advisors. Funding and supplies for the libraries have been mostly donated by individuals.
Todd Bohl is the founder of the Little Free Library Association out of Wisconsin. Now it is actually a worldwide movement, and we here in Lynn are trying to be known as the city of readers. The concept of the Little Free Library is take a book, leave a book. But here, people don't have books, and when they get books, they don't want to return them. Personally, I don't mind. I will just keep providing books.
Reading's important in life. If you don't read, you can't do a lot of things. You can't succeed in life. If you know how to read, then you could go so far in life.
We have one in front of the REAL program at 17 Atlantic Street. 4 times a week we fill the box. We have collected and distributed over 240,000 children's books since 2013 now.
As of the summer of 2023, there are approximately 70 free little libraries from the REAL program, with the goal of getting at least 250. A full map can be found on the REAL program website showing all of them.
The free little libraries are so good. The fact that there's just a little free library out in the street, if they can't afford anything, they could go and get a book. They'll learn how to read and maybe come back next time.
Children need literacy just like we need love. We can't define love, but we know when we have it and we know when we don't. And that's the same with literacy. People understand illiteracy is bad, but don't understand literacy is good.
Using about $30,000 in grant funds from the Commonwealth Seaport Economic Council, Lynn's EDIC drafted a blueprint for a boardwalk to run from the ferry terminal at Blossom Street to the Clock Tower Business Center, 330 Lynnway. After several years of work, the Conservation Commission will vote on January 16th on whether they'll approve the permits necessary to construct the boardwalk. If given the green light, construction is slated to begin in the spring, according to EDIC Executive Director Jim Cowdell. Through this and a privately owned boardwalk from 330 Lynnway to Heritage Street Park, the goal is to have a continuous boardwalk all the way to the GE Bridge, giving the public further access to the waterfront. Lynn is updating its open space and recreation plan, which is funded by the Planning Department with the grant from the MA Department of Housing and Community Development. This plan must be updated every 6 years, having last been done in 2016. To this end, the city is conducting 2 rounds of surveys to ask residents which facilities and recreational resources they would most like to see updated. In this second survey, the questions are focused on future goals, objectives, and areas of focus for the updated OSRP. Once the OSRP is approved by the state, the municipality is eligible for grants through the Department of Conservation Services for up to 7 years. The Healy-Driscoll administration announced the start of a new campaign to bring awareness to high rates of absenteeism in Massachusetts schools. While they are improving since the worst of COVID-19, 22% or 1 in 4 students statewide were chronically absent during the 2022-23 school year, up from 13% before the pandemic. When students miss school, they're missing far more than education, including after-school activities, meals, and the chance to connect with peers. This initiative is meant to support the previously launched DESC Chronic Absentee Recovery Initiative, awarding $4 million of the agency's remaining ESSCR funding to participating districts, all with the purpose of finding underlying causes and barriers to students attending their classes. On the boards, the sports update. Cathedral spoiled the St. Mary's girls' perfect season, besting them by 7 points. The Spartans did take the lead in the second quarter, but could not hold off a versatile Cathedral team, which saw 3 of their players score in the double digits. St. Mary's lost their second consecutive game, a nail-biter 46-44 against rival Bishop Fenwick. The Spartans trailed for the entire game except for the first minute of play 2-0. They were down 27-18 going into the half, but went on 9-2 and 7-3 runs to tie the game at 36. This is as close as the Spartans would get, however, as Bishop Fenwick hit several key shots to seal the game. On the flip side, the boys Spartans came away with a 61-47 win against Cathedral. Kyle Rush kept his hot streak alive, scoring 18 points, all from downtown. Their momentum faltered in a tight 54-52 loss to East Boston on the 10th. Both their hockey teams recorded victories over the weekend. The boys 3-0 against Bishop Feehan, and the girls shutting out Arlington Catholic 5-0. For the boys, 3 different players scored, supporting goalie Matt Smith Jr.'s 21-save effort. For the girls, Audrey Zink scored the first of her career, and Bella Freitas added 2 more. They followed this with another 2-0 victory over a tough Boston Latin team to remain undefeated at 7-0-1. Enemy territory did not deter the Lynn Tech boys as they notched their 5th win of the season, this time against Innovation, 55-30. 3 Tigers had double-digit nights, with their top 4 players recording at least 2 steals apiece. For the girls, this has been a season for learning and growing as a young team. Swampscott reached out to Tech to schedule a game during the off-season, and the 2 squared off last Wednesday the 10th, with the Big Blue walking away with a 53-34 win. The Tigers lost again 66-50 to Whittier, but Allison Morales did pull off 25 points. The Classical boys squeaked out a 43-41 victory over Revere on the 11th, led by Martin Avery Jr. with 20 points. The girls also held on to a 1-point 34-33 win, overcoming a fourth quarter 27-21 deficit and improving to 6-2 on the year. The boy Bulldogs saw 5 players score in the double digits for a commanding 80-67 win against Medford. While the Lynn Jets hockey team owned East Boston at home, winning 8-1. Their first goal came 29 seconds into the contest, and they went up 5-0 by the end of the second, largely due to Jaden LeBlanc's hat trick. After 24 seasons and 6 Super Bowl rings, the New England Patriots are parting ways with head coach Bill Belichick. Belichick was hired by owner Robert Kraft back in 2000 and immediately given general manager positions, which he retained for his entire tenure with the team. It's hard to sum up his impact on the Patriots and Greater New England area, who have become accustomed to seeing him on the sidelines with his signature short-sleeve sweatshirt. He holds a 266-121 record, was a 3-time AP Coach of the Year, and hoisted the Lombardi Trophy 6 times, the most by any coach in NFL history. Belichick has been their head coach for my entire life, so for all of us at Pats Nation, I want to say thank you and good luck in your next endeavor. The Celtics suffered a rare loss to the Indiana Pacers, 133-131 on the 8th, off a late, controversial foul call. Despite the score, Jaylen Brown had a strong game, netting 40 points and 5 rebounds. The headline, though, is the Celtics' 18-0 record at home, defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves 127-120 on the 10th. Down by 9 with just over 4 minutes remaining, Boston showed their poise and resilience to keep their undefeated streak alive. The Black and Gold also fell to the Colorado Avalanche in a 4-3 shootout final, then again to the Vegas Golden Knights 2-1 in overtime. Versus Colorado, Boston scored in the third to tie the game, but could get no more into the back of the net. Captain and longtime Bruin Brad Marchand led the way with 2 goals, including the equalizer 5.5 minutes into the final period, while Matt Grzelcyk recorded the only goal for Boston against the Knights. The Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce, serving Lynn and 4 other surrounding communities, came on the Lowdown to discuss their mission and services offered, including how businesses can join the Chamber, member resources, and various kinds of business consulting. Here's the Lowdown. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on 2 members from the Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for making the time today.
Thank you for having us.
So, first things first, would you just mind introducing yourself and saying a little bit about what your position entails in the Chamber?
Sure.
You want to go first?
I'm Ryan Newhall, Newhall Real Estate. I'm a secretary of the Chamber of Commerce, Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Christine Pierce. I work for Columbia Insurance Agency here in Lynn, and I am the chair of the Greater Lynn Chamber.
So the first question I'll ask you is, the Greater Lynn Chamber, it doesn't just cover Lynn, it covers a wider range. Like, what areas, town, cities do you cover? Like, what's the range?
We have lots. We are currently Lynn, Swampscott, Lynnfield, Nahant, but we have members in Saugus, Peabody, Danvers. That's why we are the Greater Lynn. We have a great outreach to a lot of our, a lot of communities.
So people just also in Lynn and then other communities can outreach and get
Correct.
involved. So I'll kind of ask, what are the main focuses, priorities for the Chamber in general?
You want to take that one?
So the Chamber is to advocate for for businesses throughout the city and throughout the community. So we have a lot of networking events with our members to introduce to other members, as well as working with City Hall and local officials. So we're advocates for the businesses and
try to do a lot of promotional marketing. We do member-to-member discounts, referrals. We have SCORE, that is a huge part of our chamber. They are, Peter Colarusso is our SCORE advisor, and he does free counseling to small businesses and has actually made a huge impact on many small businesses in Lynn, where they can come and sit down with Peter to help with their business plan and things like that and getting off the ground. And then once they're established, they'll come back and see Peter when they're trying to make advances in the company.
Which is great, because starting a business is no small feat.
No.
You can imagine trying to do that. Do you happen to know how many members of the Chamber? If you don't, that's okay, but generally?
I think we're just at a little over 300 of active members right now.
Wow,
but that's something we're really trying to ramp up.
And it's good to, recently we've seen an increase in membership, so it's good that we
Post-COVID.
seem to be doing the right things. So
if a business, someone either starting a business or an established one, wants to get involved, what does that process look like, becoming a member?
it's usually just a phone call to the chamber, and we have a great staff in the office. Christine Nails is our manager.
She's our Director of Operations.
Director of Operations, and she's usually the first person you'll talk to, and she'll get us started. And we can come out to your business and meet with you and do a ribbon cutting, and it's a great time, great opportunity to network and get your message out to the community.
We also have Samantha McHugh, who is working with Christine to really help promote the chamber and work with our members. They can go right on to the GreaterLynnChamber.com and become a member there too. There's a sign up right there.
So it's very simple, but pretty easy. Are there any prerequisites or anything that a business has to have, or any certain things, or can it just be anyone?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, we have all sizes of businesses, all different kinds of businesses, restaurants, manufacturing. Like I said, different sizes, nonprofits are members. So we have, it's not much of a prerequisite. Just hopefully you want to come out and get involved. So that's an important thing.
I think a big effort of ours is to help small businesses. Everybody needs to succeed. And post-COVID, a lot of businesses had some trouble.
Yeah.
So the big thing right now is to have our members network with each other, find out what each other needs, and hopefully promote them within the chamber and make it a greater outreach, because we have over 3,000 emails. We're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, we're everywhere. So if one of our members is having something going on or they're running a special, they will let us know and we will get it out there and try to help, drive business to them.
And we're kind of excited about some of the ideas that our members bring to us too, about different things that would benefit them, but also benefit other members. So, we do have lunch and learns, and we have, after-hour events and breakfast events, but it gives us an opportunity to network with different businesses and say, hey, let me put you together with this person. This is and it's mutually beneficial. So it's really a good networking.
I think one thing that a lot of the members don't understand is if you're a member, your business is a member, all of your employees are members.
Oh, okay.
So when we have events, if the owner isn't coming, all of the employees are more than welcome to come because they're all members, and all the employees can also take part in the member-to-member discounts.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's a huge message to send out to the members, that we would love their teams to come. Like Ryan said, we have a government affairs committee, we have we had our government affairs here this morning. The commissioner for the cannabis.
For the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, from and Heather Hannon from Essex Apothecary. And I learned so much at that this morning. So we also have an economic development committee, and like Ryan said, we try to bring the lunch and learns, the breakfast clubs, the after hours. There's something for everybody in the things we have, and we have a ton of them coming up in January. We're really going to ramp up the new year.
Yeah, it's great that you mentioned that too. It's a great segue because you said you have several things coming up in January. What were some of those events you were referencing?
Well, the very first one we have is January 11th. We have a woman in networking committee, and we are doing a work-life balance. We have a life coach coming who is going to speak to our members. We're having it at Carloon's. We're having a buffet, and there'll be cash bar, and that is going to be 5:30 to 7:30 on January 11th. And then January 18th, we're doing a breakfast club at Community Credit Union at 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning. And our big news, and our first time, is we are doing the big home show, January 27th. We are going to have it at the Lynn Tech Annex. It's going to be on a Saturday from 10 to 3 o'clock. And right now we're doing the big push. We need vendors. We want electricians, plumbers, contractors, anything to do with home, banking, carpet cleaners, roofers, windows,
landscaping,
painters.
hardscaping,
Yeah.
also. And this is a community event that's going to be open to the community, but it's going to be a family event too, so all ages will be welcome.
Yeah, and hopefully we're trying to do a big push. We have it up on billboards right now. We're doing the big push for vendors, and then after a couple of weeks, we're going to switch it over to promote to all the communities. That'll be a free event. We hope to drive a lot of people from all over Massachusetts to Lynn to come check us out.
That'd be interesting going to.
Yeah, it'll be. Hopefully, if whatever size it is this year, we're hoping to make it bigger and better every year. We talked about doing the home show this year, and then maybe next year doing a business expo with all our member businesses, and then alternating those two every year. So.
And this event's going to be open to contractors and not just our members, but also to non-members, and maybe it's an opportunity for them to join us. They'll see what we have to offer, and that's going to be open to. So if anybody's interested in signing up, they can give a call over to the office, and we can get started on that.
Yeah, we'll actually have a link for you for vendors that they can go to and click on it if they want to join. And then January 23rd, we are holding our first commercial real estate summit. It's a lending summit.
There'll be a panel different lenders, as well as zoning attorneys from the area that can help with commercial zoning. And again, we're going to have 7 banks, different. They all offer different commercial products, so it'll be exciting. It should be an exciting panel. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of information out there that I think people in the business environment will want to learn about some of these different products.
And that's going to be at Center Board, like I said, on the 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30.
So you have a lot of coming up, and that's just the first month of the year. We're going to hit the ground running right now.
We're trying. Every year we have a huge golf tournament in August. We get tons of sponsors for that, and that's an amazing event. We are going to start a new committee where we're going to be after hours, where we just want to do cornhole tournaments and trivia, and it'll be nice team building, and you can bring your employees, you can network with other members, but we want it to be a fun after hours event where it's not, so scheduled and strict.
We have a lot of exciting ideas for that, and it's an opportunity for you to bring your employees out after work and build your team while having fun with the chamber. So it should be pretty exciting. Lots of good ideas.
It does. It sounds like a great combination of fun, but also really valuable networking. And I know I have to wrap up in a minute, but is there anything that I didn't touch on that either of you wanted to mention?
We have some other events coming up this year. Well, we have our annual meeting every March, so we're going to have an annual meeting where all of our members will have an opportunity to come out and get together. And
we hold that at Danbusport. It's our fancy night, and the new board gets appointed that night, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, we want to help promote the businesses in Lynn. This is what the Chamber's all about. And we also are able to advocate for them with the city government, with the city of Lynn and state delegation. So if they need help in that area, they can come to us and we will help facilitate that meeting.
Thank you for coming on again to share all this really valuable information about what you do and then how you help all these businesses.
Thank you very much. It was awesome.
Of course, anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Next up, the community calendar. Another installation of the Food Project's Winter Farmers Markets will take place tomorrow, Saturday the 13th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 8 Silsby Street. The entrance can be accessed up the ramp on the right side of the building. They accept various payment methods, including cash, card, SNAP, and HIP. Come by for some fresh produce during the holiday months. The Lynn Public Health Department is hosting a community blood drive Tuesday the 16th from 1 to 6 p.m. Located in room 103, the Community Health Resource Room of City Hall, come by to give and help those who need donations. To streamline the process and save you time, it is requested that you complete Rapid Pass online before your appointment. Next Thursday, the 18th at 6 p.m., the School Street Redevelopment Project is hosting a community forum at the Lynn Senior Center to get input on affordable housing priorities at the School Street parking lot. They're looking for input on 3 different scenarios put forth by the MAPC and the city. These plans are based on a community vision forum from 2023, all in pursuit of implementing an element of the Housing Lynn Plan, quote, use public land for affordable use, end quote. With that, we've reached the end of our news broadcast. Stay current on breaking news across the city by following us on social media at Lynn Community Television. Like what you see for videos? Visit Lynn Community Television on YouTube to watch news packages, member content, and promos. And go to lyntv.org to access our channel, complete community calendar, and interviews. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., and Brotherhood Credit Union.